Hello everybody, thanks for stopping by Greg's Beer Reviews today. It's about that time. Let's go take that walk and see what's in the fridge today.
Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. I do appreciate it. Today's beer comes from St. Arnold Brewing. They're down in Texas. This is their not a collaboration, and what it is an American IPA coming in at 7.10%. I get a lot of beers out of Texas from Brandon C. Sends me a lot of their beers, especially St. Arnold's. I have some of the stuff in the refrigerator that he has sent me, and we're going to get to them. Brandon, bear with me, sir. These bigger beers that you send from St. Arnold will keep for a little bit, and they're in the fridge, and they are going to be reviewed soon. So let's get on with this one. This was sent to me by Andrew. He sent me yesterday's beer, and he writes on this one, not a collaboration. He tells me the IBUs are 67, and this was canned on May the 14th of 2018, and today is the 17th. What? 3 days? I got this beer mail package yesterday. Incredible. That's unbelievable that you guys can get beers that fresh. It blows me away. I cannot. I cannot get it. Even if it's a brewery around here, I can't get it that fresh. And then if you even go to the brewery, it doesn't mean that it was done that day. He writes, double dry hopped hazy New England style IPA in collaboration with Brash Brewing, hopped with Centennial Citra and Hallertau Blanc. Said this beer's name, not a collaboration, is playing off on the politics in this country. They are making jests at the fake news phrase that gets thrown around. This beer for me is not a true New England IPA, but more of an unfiltered IPA. One really cool thing about this beer is that they canned it and had it in the stores the same day. Impressive. I had this beer 12 hours after it went into the can, super fresh. He says, cheers and enjoy, my friend Andrew. P.S. Drink these fresh. Well, that's what I'm trying to do. I got this beer in my package yesterday, and we're doing both of the beers ASAP because that's the way IPA should be, guys. You should drink them as fresh as you can possibly get your hands on them. Never, ever cellar an IPA or a double IPA. The hops are just going to fade on you guys. Unless you just like a malty beer, why would you buy an IPA to start with if that's what you like? So drink your IPAs and double IPAs fresh as possible. Let me step over to Untapped, and they do have it at 67 IBUs, 7.1%, and their commercials. This is definitely not a commercial collaboration of double dry hop New England IPA with Brash. Hopped with, and he basically goes and says the same thing he did, Centennial Citra and Hallertau Blanc. So, that is it. That's all we need to talk about. We've got the canned on date, we got the ABV, we got the IBUs, we got all three bits of information. And a lot of these New England style IPAs, no matter what the brewery is, they don't give you that information. And St. Arnold's has given us that information, so I do appreciate it, guys. But like Andrew said, he doesn't really consider this a New England style. To him, it says look more like just an unfiltered style of an IPA. So we're getting ready to find out here in just a second. I don't think there's anything else we need to talk about, so let's pop the top on this and see what I think about it. All right, guys, into the glass we go. Not come out too hazy right off the top. And this thing wants to shut off. Electronics, you gotta love them. All right, let me finish pouring this. Glassware to pint, becker, knife, tumbler, mug, sign, Sidel. I'm using my favorite tulip glass today, guys. And it says here, not recommended for extended cellaring. And then, like I said, this thing jumped all over the place. Cuisine is curried in your Thai. Cheese of pepper, Monterey, pepper jack, sharp blue cheddar, your stronger cheeses, gorgonzola, limburger, meat, poultry, fish, shellfish, and salmon. And I will add grilled meat to that. And I kind of agree with what his assessment would be in. I can see light through the thin part of the glass down here. Guys, it does not look like a New England style IPA. I would agree with what Andrew said. Looks more like just an unfiltered IPA to me. And we haven't got the back end pour to see if that's going to cloud it up. And a lot of times it does. Stuff settles in the can. So let's get this one to the nose. About a quarter finger of head on that pour. The hop aroma is there, but it's not off the chain like a lot of New England style beers are. I am getting some pine, a little bit of grapefruit, some mango, and oranges. Got a hint of some citrusiness going on there. Smells very pleasant. But like I said, unless it really super clouds it up from the back end pour, and we're going to do that just in just a little bit, looks like it's just an unfiltered. I agree with what Andrew's assessment was, unless the back end pour changes the appearance. So let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Andrew. I am getting the bitterness from the 67 IBUs. To me, that seems a little light for an assessment, but it is what it is. To me, it tastes like it's in the 70s to me, guys. It does have a fairly strong bitterness on the back end. Decent beer. Well, I would agree with Andrew. Definitely not New England style as far as what I'm getting now. So let's do the back end pour. See if it changes the appearance any. Definitely increased the head, but still, I can still see light through the back end here, and to me it looks like an unfiltered. Would not consider this a New England style beer either. And the aroma is basically the same. So we're going to sip on this, but don't think they've quite got it figured out if they think this is a New England style. It is not. It doesn't have the color, it doesn't have the aroma, and it doesn't have the taste to be in line with something that some of these other breweries are doing, especially the ones in New England, the Trillium and the Tree Houses. So let me sip on this, and we'll come back and see where it drops in on the grade scale. All right, guys, I'm back. Got just a little left here. Looked at the can. It doesn't have New England style or any IPA on the can anywhere. It says a hazy IPA, and that's what it is. I see no mention of it trying to emulate a New England style on the can. And that's where I would put it, guys. This is definitely, if you're looking for a New England style, and if that's what St. Arnold's was going after when they did this, that needs a little work. It is a nice, unfiltered IPA. It still doesn't have the super off-the-chain hop aroma or taste in it. It is a decent IPA for an unfiltered IPA, but nowhere near what it needs to be if they were shooting for a New England style. But it is a tasty beer. I would probably buy this beer if I could get it here. But knowing it's not a New England style, you got to, if you're expecting that, you're going to be disappointed. So it doesn't have that written on the can anywhere. So I'm going to grade it as an unfiltered IPA, guys, and not a New England style. So let's do the final chug here. To me, it has a strong bitterness on the back end, like a lot of IPAs do. Nothing off-putting. I think it's a well-made beer. Nice citrusy notes, a little bit of grapefruit and pineapple. Hints of some oranges in there. But that's where it stops. A decent beer. Nothing world-class, nothing outstanding. Nothing to write home about. It didn't blow my hair back or my socks off or anything like that. But they did give us, and I don't know if it's on the can or not. It just says a hazy IPA. I would like to see a little more information on the can than what they're giving us. It does have the date on the bottom of it, but I don't see the ABV. I'm double checking here, guys, before I mealy mouth them any. But I don't see the IBUs or the ABV on the can. I would like to see at least the ABV on the can, guys. They did give us the date, the canned on date. So we got 1 out of 3. So evidently that information is available on their website or somewhere, because like I told you, Untappd has the ABV and the IBUs listed. So it's available somewhere if you search for it. I would like to see at least the ABV on the can, guys. But for what it is, I'm on the fence between a B plus and an A minus. I've got some really, really tasty beers from St. Arnold's that Brandon C. has sent me, and some of the stuff I picked up when I was in Florida the last time, that they do make some really tasty stuff, guys. I just can't do it without the ABV being on the can. I'm going to give this a B plus, guys. 89 is where I'm going to put this one, which is a B plus. Top of the line B plus. Kicking the door down. I said, oh my God, that's an A. I'm not going to argue with that, guys. To me, I've had hazier. I've had hazy beers that are unfiltered beers, if you want to call them that. That have a little bit more hop profile, a little more taste. So that's where I'm giving it. That's where I'm putting it. B plus 89. Over to Beer Advocate. Beer Advocate says 3.87. That's also in their B plus range. And over to Untappd, they have it at 4.07. So they're giving it a little bit better grade than I'm giving it. I think it's a B plus beer, guys, and that's why I put it there. So if you've had this one from St. Arnold, this is called their Not a Collaboration. And it is an IPA, but Untappd has it listed as a New England. It is definitely not, absolutely not a New England style IPA. So that's where I have a little problem with what Untappd has here. It is not a New England style IPA, and if they think it is, they need to do a little work to this, because it doesn't look like it and it does not taste like it. To me, it's my opinion. So if you've had it, let me know what you think, guys. Till we meet again, let's go see what's in the fridge.